What's up, everybody? Welcome to the MTG Misfits channel. I'm G,
And I'm here, Justin.
and you might notice something different this time. We're in the flesh. You can see our faces. What's up? It is 2025. We decided, you know what? Let's put our faces on the screen for you guys so we can, have a little more connection here.
A little
So that's,
personal, get
yeah.
personal with you guys.
That's right. And yeah, we just started, and we started in 2024. And that's what this episode is going to be about. We're going to recap a little bit of Magic in 2024, the big changes that happened, cool stuff that happened, and show you guys why we think Magic is very much alive and Magic is not dead yet.
2024 was a big year for Magic. If you've been watching our videos, we've been kind of covering it, but in this one, we'll go over some highlights of what we thought were pretty big deals.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go ahead and start off by looking at, I think, the biggest change to Magic in a while, at least Magic products in a while. And that is the introduction of play boosters with Murders at Karlov Manor that started in early 2024. And there was a lot of controversy going into that. I personally was not sure what was going to happen because I play a lot of limited. I know you do too as well, Justin.
Yep.
And, when they're changing up the way we play limited, it's a little, nerve wracking and kind of like, what's going to happen here? Are we going to like this change? And you can get up to 4 rares in these new packs as opposed to maybe just 1 rare and a foil before, right? So that was a big change coming into 2024.
Yeah, so pretty much we just went from booster packs to now on the bottom of the pack it says play boosters. And these are the ones that you want to use when you're playing, obviously, a limited. I don't know if you're drafting or maybe playing sealed. Couldn't think of it, but it seems to be working because I feel like limited has been a lot more fun lately.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I was a bit concerned at first with the change, but overall, I think it's a net positive. Just a lot more power in the packs. It's actually kind of weird now. We're in 2025 now, so we've had like a full year basically of play boosters, and it's kind of weird opening 1 rare. It's like, what? Like, where's the rest of my rares? This is a weird pack. So,
True, yeah.
yeah, kind of a funny change, but I think that, at first it was something that players weren't sure about, especially with the price increase. I mean, we did go from about $15 to draft at your LGS to now an extra $5, about $20. And some players, they can't draft as often because of that. Boxes went up if you wanted to draft with your friends in your friend's garage, like we did a lot before we got an LGS here. So I think that there are some negatives to it, but as far as the play experience, overall, it's a positive, and I'm like 2 thumbs up with endorsement on play boosters right now.
Yeah, definitely. You could definitely feel the shift when you're playing from I don't know, I guess you'd call it old school to the new school now from play boosters and
So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I think the playability of these are just great, and I definitely look forward to all the sets coming in 2025 being play boosters and not going back to the traditional booster packs. Even if the price increased a little bit, I think it's just overall a good thing.
I actually got to play with these play boosters in one of the biggest events of 2024, which was MagicCon Las Vegas. Played it in that 100K sealed event.
I was there as well, and wow, what an event! Yeah, like you mentioned, that is the biggest MagicCon they have ever had. Over 15,000 people were there to play. And yeah, just to give you a little perspective on how many people that is for Magic, for one game, they just had the return of GPs, right? Here in January in Atlanta, the Spotlight Series for Foundations, and that had almost 1,500 players. So we're talking somewhere around maybe 3,000 people in the building ish, players and non players and judges and all that stuff. So 15,000. Yeah.
And it felt like 15,000. I mean, that convention center is huge, but you felt all the people there in a good way. It was not like cramped or nothing. It felt like a huge Magic event. It was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we were not doing this podcast, or else we got mega content. But I think it's what kind of motivated us to do it, because there were so many people, so much different events. You had crazy success. It was just like, why not start something? But count on us being there next year, that's for sure.
I was there. I didn't do the 100K. I did Modern instead, though, and I had a really good result there. Won a really sweet card, Murktide Regent out of the Secret Lair, and ended up selling that on eBay for over $2,000. So
Woo!
pretty good cash for me. Yeah. So I'm hoping to run it back again and represent the MTG Misfits there this year in 2025.
It's one of those things where you have to decide, do I want to walk around and like meet some of the creators and have their little side quests that they have you doing, or do you want to play? Because you can't really do both. I mean, the playing, you're gonna play all day. If you have an event, I mean, you don't really just want to drop and then move on to so you could go do a side quest. It's kind of deciding, am I going to MagicCon to play some games? But then again, all the side quests are just a lot of fun, man. It's very family friendly. You could bring your kid. They have like drawings. They teach you how to draw. It's so much fun. They had so much things going on here.
Oh yeah, there's never like a dull moment. You'd have to really try hard to not find something to do, basically. So yeah, there's just so much going on. There is a time management thing, like you're mentioning. You really have to go in there with a plan. If you're going to hang out with your friends, when are you guys going to get dinner? If you guys have a reservation somewhere, it's Las Vegas. There's awesome food everywhere. There's just a lot going on. And yeah, making sure you plan out these things so that you can get the best experience possible is great, because I know that there's some friends of ours too that had like overlapping events, when it's this big and there's 15,000 people, that means that sometimes things are going to run behind and you need to prepare for that. So there was those kind of issues that would come up here and there. But overall, you're going to find something awesome to do. If you love Magic, you have to go to one of these things at some point. And I think it's only going to get bigger, especially because MagicCon themed for this 2025 year in Vegas is going to be Final Fantasy.
Stay tuned for a video near MagicCon 2025 of like what to bring, what to do. Because I wish I would have done more research. I wish I would have known like
good idea.
Bring like an extra battery pack, a backpack with some snacks. They have food there, but I'm just saying there's things that I wish I was more prepared for.
I'd recommend a MagicCon highly enough, especially Las Vegas.
So to wrap up 2024, we got the introduction of play boosters. We got the super fun MagicCon. Let's talk about what our favorite cards were of 2024.
All right. So, with that being mentioned, what was your number one card, your favorite card of 2024, Justin? So curious.
My favorite card for me is pretty easy, all the way from the artwork to its mana cost, to its abilities, to just everything going for it. Its colors, endearing curiosity. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
curious was the right word, I guess. Endearing curiosity, yes.
Ah, good one. Right,
What
right.
a strong card. Yeah, I don't blame you for choosing that one. You know, it's a standard powerhouse,
It's a
and yeah.
it's costs 4. It's a 4/3. It has flash. It does abilities that'll just win you the game. Flash it in, and then I attack with 1/1 flyers. To 3 1/1 flyers. Now I'm drawing 3 cards. It's so devastating. Or you flash it in to block to trade with a creature, and then it still stays on the board. It's they really did good with that card.
Yeah, what I personally like about it is that as people realized how good this card is, and they're playing it in specific shells, like usually you'll find it in the blue black, standard deck. They started playing cards that make just little 1/1 flyers just because of this card being so good, right?
Mm,
And Kaito had a little bit to do with that too, because you can, ninjutsu him in and stuff.
true.
But realistically, like you can, play a couple of 1/1 little fairies, and if they don't have any blockers in the air, you're chipping in for a couple points of damage. And that's not the main part. The main part is you have an enduring curiosity or two in playing, you're drawing cards. So I love that deck building aspect that the cards like this bring. Really sweet card for sure. To think about this one, and I thought about what's my favorite card. There's so many cool cards. I played a lot of limited in 2024, and then I realized Murders at Karlov Manor was 2024. It's actually right at the beginning, the first set that we got. And I'm going to mention a card that I got you good with in a draft, and that is, of course, Doppelgang
Oh
card.
my god.
Yes, my favorite card
Oh,
of 2024. I'll just go ahead and read it off for
Jesus.
you guys.
I
I got
remember
Justin
that.
so good.
I remember
It
that garage
is.
draft. Yes.
It is a Simic card, and I started off the draft already wanting to be in Simic, and so I was hoping this card got open. And so, yeah, it is blue green XXX sorcery. For each of X target permanents, create X tokens that are copies of that permanent. When I first read this card, I just misread it. I made a mistake, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to be able to, for 5 mana, make a copy of something. Cool. And then if I pay X again for 8 mana, I'm going to make, 2 copies of something, and so on and so on. So always targeting one thing though, but that's not the case. It's X target permanence. So when I first got by this card online, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is awesome. So then I just every time that I opened it, I started drafting it until yeah, you and I had a draft interaction that was pretty hilarious where I had this in my opening hand and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get him good. And so I
Mm.
waited until I had 11 mana to be able to do X equals 3. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to copy these 3 permanents and I'm going to make 3 copies of each of them. So
Ah,
9 permanents are coming into play. And just remembering how you just read the card, I re explained it. I'm like, trust me, I know like it seems broken and shouldn't work like this, but it's just so crazy good.
to this day, I still don't get it. To this day, I still do not
Fair,
understand
fair.
that card. I played against it many times in Arena and the standard decks, and it is a disruptor card, that's for sure.
And that'll do it for our recap of 2024. Really appreciate everybody who has tuned in thus far. We just started this series, MTG Misfits, and we are having such a blast bringing you some awesome content and really looking forward to 2025, a big year for the MTG Misfits for sure. So just wanted to say thanks to everybody who is supporting us right now, liking, subscribing to the videos, to our channel. Yeah, couldn't do this without you guys tuning in. So, I mean, we'd still do it anyway, to be fair, but it's a lot better when you got an audience for sure. And everyone's been great. And yeah, lots more to bring in 2025. Stay tuned.
Yes. Thank you guys for all the likes and follows so far. We are new at this. You can see our social medias down below. Follow them, comment. We respond to everything. We're just trying to get this going because this is what we love to do.